Okay, so everybody just get comfortable and get grounded in an easy pose or whatever fits best for you. Just take a second to kind of rock back and forth and really feel your tailbones coming into contact with the mat. Just really feeling yourself be in your body. If your mind gets sucked over to something that's going on, something you have to do today, something you're worried about, just try to bring it back for this next little bit just to your body. And just notice where your breath is. Is it in your belly? Is it in your torso? Is it up in your chest? Just tune your awareness into it. Don't do anything with your breath just yet. Just notice it. And then roll your shoulders down your back. Just let them drop down your back. And really imagine all of your weight coming down to the spot that's in the contact with the mat. We're going to begin Ujjayi breath. So if you've not done that before, it's inhaling with an openness in your throat, kind of like you're inhaling with surprise. And you're exhaling like you're fogging a mirror. And if you feel that sensation kind of in the back of your throat, close your mouth and try to repeat that with your mouth closed, breathing in through your nose. And take a couple rounds of breath just in this state. One more breath. And just return to your normal breath, or you can keep up the Ujjayi breath, whatever fits for you. Then inhale your arms up and over your head. Clasp your hands together, palms face up to the ceiling, and just stretch. Big stretch. Take another breath here. And exhale, twist to one side. Look over your back shoulder. Just really twist into your torso with that exhale. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the other side. Really twist deep into it. Just slowly waking up our body. Inhale, center. Exhale, the other side. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Last one. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Hands come down to the mat on the exhale. Just do some gentle neck rolls. So inhale as your neck comes over. Exhale as it comes down. Doesn't matter exactly where you switch the breath. Just stay with the breath. Inhaling as you come up. Exhaling as you come down. Where's my ponytail holder? I did not plan well this morning. Inhale as you come up. Exhale as you come down. And then switch sides. Inhaling up the other side. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. And just come back to center whenever you're complete with that round. And inhale your arms up and back. So you're kind of doing a big shoulder circle. Clasp hands behind your back and just gently pull and open up your chest as you breathe. And exhale your hands back to your knees. Just do some shoulder circles here. Inhale as they come up. Exhale as they roll down your back. Inhale towards your ears. Exhale, roll down your back. Take a couple of rounds of these, just staying in touch with your breath and the pace of your breath. Whenever you feel complete, come back to center. One last warm up in this position. So take your whole body and make some circles with your upper body, warming up your hip sockets. Exhaling as you come forward. Inhale back. Exhale, just keeping in touch with your own breath. Warm up your low back, your hips. I love this one. And then switch sides whenever it feels right. Just make it even on the other side. However many you just did, do it on the other side. And come back to center when you're done. Just take a second here before we flip over on the tabletop, just to land in a space of connection. So that can be prayer hands, that might be hand over heart, hand over belly, whatever makes you feel the most connected to your body. Just take a second, let your gaze drop, maybe re-engage Ujjayi breath, and just think about what's your intention for this practice, just this precious time that you're taking away for yourself before you get started with the day. Is there anything in particular you want to commit to yourself? A way that you want to show up? Or maybe you just want to practice a moment of gratitude for yourself for even being here, for getting up in the morning, for setting aside time for you. And when you have a picture of that, we're going to do one round of Om. So really feel that like deep in your belly. Like, so the other thing about this, so we would have gone into this in the workshop, the vowels in Om are actually A and U. So Om, we end on the M. So if you feel that if you practice it where you're at, it's top of it's kind of the top of your palate. Goes a little bit deeper. I feel in really deep down in here. I feel the vibration. That is the sound of Om. So if you think about the energetic channel, it's like it's hitting all of it. So just breathe in. Om. Beautiful. What is it saying about? Can you guys still hear me? I don't know what Zoom is telling me. Okay, come on over to tabletop. All fours, so you're really making sure that hands are under shoulders. Spread your fingers wide to really create a wide base in your hands so there's no pressure on your wrist. And then knees under hips, feet flat on the ground. Just take a second here just to feel steady even where you're at here. Just breathe for a moment. And on the inhale next, open up your chest, look up, creating a cat. Exhale, round your back as far as you can, pushing through your shoulders, cow. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cow. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cow. And come back to center. Inhale, open up one of your hands into a twist. So your arm comes up, you're opening up your side body, big stretch. Exhale, thread the needle, arm comes under you. You come down on that shoulder, palm up. And just land here for about 5 breaths. Stay with your own breath. Practice Ujjayi. And come back to center when you've completed your breath cycle. Inhale, open up on the opposite side. Big stretch on the inhale. Exhale, thread the needle, come down on your shoulder, palm up. 5 breaths, stay with Ujjayi. Slows your breath down and really opens everything up. Come back to tabletop. Readjust, make sure that your hands and your shoulders are lined up, your knees and your hips. And then tip your toes so they're no longer flat, you're tipped. And imagine a string pulling your tailbone to the sky into down dog. And just walk it out. First one of the day, so just walk it out. Really feel yourself open up and stretch. Imagining that sensation of the string pulling your tailbone gets your awareness there and away from, oh, I'm pushing with my hands. And inhale, look forward to the top of your mat. Exhale, get to the top of your mat however you want. You can jump, you can walk forward, whatever feels right in your body, coming forward into a forward fold. Bend your knees ever so slightly. The goal is to bring belly to thighs. So however much bend in the knees you need, be gracious to your body right now. And then hinge at the hips. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. And hands to heart center or a space of connection. Take a second and just check in with your body. See how it feels. See where your breath's at. Is your breath steady? Does it feel kind of shallow? Is it fast? Is it slow? Found my ponytail holder, thank goodness. Take a second and just connect with yourself and do a quick scan from the top of your head all the way down to the bottoms of your feet, just to look and see, is there anything in particular I'm noticing in my physical body? Is there anything I'm noticing in my emotional body? Any needs, any awarenesses? Just get curious about them. Check in and just see, am I in the same state? Sympathetic, ventral, dorsal. And after you've done that quick check-in, inhale your arms all the way up to the sky, like you're pulling the sun down from the sky. And exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Again, bend your knees however much you need to bring your belly down to thighs. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step back and either come down on your knees or come back into plank. If you're in plank, shift forward and come all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Keep your elbows bent. Exhale, tip the toes, down dog. Really imagine that feeling of your tailbone coming up to the sky. Make any adjustments you need when you get into down dog. Sometimes we're getting familiar with our body or we haven't been practicing for a while. We got to get familiar with, like, where do my feet need to be? What feels good in my body? So make adjustments. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, come to the top of the mat however you want. You can even walk your hands back to your feet if that feels right and step forward. And forward fold is where we end up. Inhale, hinge at the hips, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take another second, check in with your body. What you're noticing, where's your breath? What's your body telling you? Inhale, arms up all the way to the sky. Stretch up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Again, you can come back onto your knees or you can come back into plank. If you come back into plank, shift forward, lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Keep your elbows just a little bit bent. Exhale, tip your toes. Let that imaginary string pull your tailbone to the sky. And just rest in here for a couple breaths. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. Exhale, get up there however you would like today. Coming into forward fold. Inhale, hinge at the hips, reach all the way up to the sky. And exhale, hands back to a space of connection. Another check-in. As you're checking in, just want to point out the importance of checking in and why we pause instead of rushing into each sequence. We don't do check-ins enough. Our days are crazy. We have a lot on our plate. And I know if you're like me, you don't just stop periodically throughout the day and just say, how am I feeling? Where's my breath? So this is what this practice is about, is how do we stop and pause and tune in. One last round of sun A's. Inhale, arms all the way up, really stretch, even get on your tippy toes if you need to, just to feel that stretch. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands down to the ground, step back into plank or come down onto your knees. Come all the way down. Cobra, pushing up, just keeping your elbows bent. Exhale, tip the toes and feel that pull all the way up to the sky and down dog. Really take a couple of deep, deep stretches here. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, get to the top of the mat, however you want. Half forward fold. Inhale, hinge at the hips, come all the way up to standing. And exhale, space of connection. Take a second, see how you feel. I think of sun salutations as like the epitome of that ventral state, you know, just moving, flowing, in connection. So we woke up a little bit of that just now. And bring your hands down so you open up into mountain pose. So you're just, shoulders are back, arms are wide, feet are really steady on the ground. Feel kind of like the energy of the ground coming up through your feet all the way to your head. Feel power, feel steady, feel calm. Take one more breath here. Beautiful. And come down to the ground however you'd like. If you want to take a vinyasa and come down that way, you can, or you can just come down to the ground. Whatever works for you. But end up in tabletop. And get settled here. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And then widen out your knees just a little bit. So my feet are still kind of close together, my knees are wide. And exhale, push back into child's pose this way. And you can allow your hands to go wherever they feel natural. That can be over your head, it can be under your forehead, it can be whatever feels right to you, but really settle back into this for about 10 breaths. The pause after the movement. What a different world it would be if we did a little bit of stuff and then we just paused and sank into our breath for a little while. You can make any adjustments you need throughout these 10 breaths. If you feel like you need to push back more or stretch your arms out, whatever keeps you in your body and connected to your breath. And whenever you get close to your 10th breath, just start to prepare to come back up to tabletop and readjust. Whenever you get there in your body. Beautiful. And then come down on your forearms from this place. So coming down just like this. It's kind of puppy-ish. Puppy's a little more extended. So if you want to go into full puppy, just extend it out a little bit. So it's almost like child's pose, but I'm on my forearms and I'm a little more extended in my upper body. So it's almost like I'm trying to bring my chest all the way down to the ground. It's not going to go, but I'm just stretching this asana. Couple breaths, not 10, just a couple breaths. And come back up to tabletop whenever it feels right. And swing your legs around, come down on your seat. For a seated tree, so I'm going to have my right leg outstretched. So whichever one, I guess try your right so it'll make more sense when I'm doing directions. So outstretch your right leg. Left leg comes into my thigh, so like it would be if I was standing up in tree. And I'm going to take my left hand and kickstand it behind me so I can kind of lean back on it. This is one of my favorite ventral moves, so baby wild thing. So inhale as I bridge my hips up, coming back on that back arm, being my kickstand, just opening up my hips, my side body, everything. Exhale, come back down. Just do 2 more of these on your own breath as far as up as you want to go, but really feel kind of like the high of like what it feels like, almost like I'm a little kid doing a cartwheel again and coming back down. One more. Take that back arm up and over, and we're just going to fold over the outstretched leg. Only fold over to that point where you feel kind of like your back starting to round over. Just stay right there. Keep your foot active so it really, you feel that all the way through your leg. Just look at your big toe. Use that as your anchor point for a couple breaths here. And inhale, come back to center. And switch legs. Right leg comes into my left thigh. Right arm comes behind me. I kickstand on it like I'm just going to hang here. And inhale, I bridge my hips up and just open up my side body. And come back down on the exhale. 2 more times on your own breath. And then back arm comes up. up and over. And I'm just bending forward until I feel that rounding in my back, stopping right there, using my big toe as the focal point, foot active. Couple breaths. And inhale, come back to center. Bring the soles of your feet together. Bring them in as far out as you want. They can be out here, they can be out here, whatever, as long as they're touching. And take a second to rock back and forth and really feel your tailbone in connection with the mat. Feel your center. You can grow really, really tall. And exhale, fold over just again until you're feeling your back round or you feel a pull in your low back. Stop right there. And then you can totally let the rest of it kind of flop over and settle into this pose if you'd like. Just rest here for about 10 breaths. We're opening up the hips, low back, letting the neck and all your upper spine just really relax. You don't have to carry the weight of everything right now. And when you get close to your 10th breath, just prepare to come back up to center. Wonderful. Come on to stretch out your legs and just come down onto your mat. You can come down in boat or something if you'd like to kind of engage the chakras around the core, or you can just come right down. And just take a second, just again, to feel your body. Start at the top, come all the way down to your feet. Just notice what's going on in your head, your shoulders, your chest, your stomach, your hips, your thighs, your calves, your feet. And just breathe it in and breathe it out. Bring your feet up so that your knees are bent, bringing feet kind of close to your seat. And we're going to do bridge here. And so just for a refresher, bridge is where my hips just come up on the inhale, creating a bridge right there. My hands are down here on the ground. And exhale when I come down. So you can just take a few bridges linking with your breath just to kind of warm your body up. Just inhale as you come up into bridge. And exhale as you come down. Take another one if you need to, just to get everything warmed up. Now we're going to link our bridge with our breath. So we're going to inhale with our arms come up as our hips come up. We're going to rainbow it over our heads. We're going to do that to the count of 4, and we're going to exhale to the count of 4. And if at any point you need to stop for whatever's going on in your body, just come down to bridge and keep your hands moving with your breath. So inhale for 4. Exhale 4. Do a couple rounds of these on your own breath. I won't count and mess you up. Two more rounds wherever you're at. when you get to the end of whatever your latest one is, bring your knees into your chest, hug your knees or clasp your knees, bring them in, and just roll around, massaging your low back. Wonderful. Feet come back down to the ground. Inhale your left foot up into the sky and then cross it over your right thigh. So it should come to rest just above your knee. And just check this is just a hip opener. So just check and see what kind of sensation you need. You might feel an opening in your hip right here. If you need some more sensation, you can kind of push gently on that crossed over leg, the thigh, and push it out just to create some more rotation. Or you can grab the opposite hamstring and pull it in, whatever's going to give you the sensation you're looking for this morning. Wherever you need to be, don't judge it. Stay with it for about 10 breaths. And if at any point you need to come down to, a gentler version of it, just do it. No judgments. And on the 10th breath, exhale and let everything go. Bring it back to the ground. Inhale your right leg up to the sky. Cross it over the left thigh. Same thing here. Just check in and see what kind of sensation do I need this morning. Whenever you found it, just release into it for 10 breaths. And exhale, release down to the ground. Move your feet out to the width of the mat so they're kind of open. And on an exhale, let both knees fall over to the left like windshield wipers. Inhale them back to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Do 2 more rounds of this on your own breath, really slowing down your movement to match your breath. When you've finished all your rounds, coming back to center, bringing your feet back in together. Inhale, pick your hips up and drop them over so you're kind of on your left hip about an inch, like you're just a little cockeyed there. And let your knees continue falling over to the left in a spinal twist. You can bring your arms out to a T if you'd like. You can turn your neck to one side or the other if that feels right in your body. But just feeling a twist all in your torso, your low back, your upper back. And just imagine it's like a washcloth wringing out anything else that our nervous system needs to get rid of. Anything just to stay in a good centered window of tolerance, that ventral state. Stay here for a couple more breaths. And on an inhale, come back to center. Straighten out your hips. This time, pick your hips up and drop them an inch to the other side. Let your knees continue falling over. Bring your arms out to a T again if you'd like. And just really feel that wringing out of anything else your nervous system needs to dump. And inhale back to center. One last invitation. You can stay right where you are, and you can bring your feet up and just flex your feet and stay right here in waterfall as an inversion. Or if you have a bench or you have a wall, feel free to scooch up to it. And again, if it's a wall, it can look like that. If it's a bench or a seat, they can be just kind of hanging over the bench or the seat. Or if you're just right there, just stay in waterfall. Just take a second to feel everything flowing down into your torso. All the extra crap we carry as we walk around through our day. It's coming back to your torso. And there, when we complete our practice and we've moved and we breathed and we open up blocks in our energy system, our nervous system can finally take care of it. It can flush it out. It can regulate. So just let your nervous system do its job for a second. Just stay with your breath. And when that feels complete, just bringing your legs back down, coming back to your mat if you found a wall or a bench. And taking just a quick second to, as you spread your arms and your legs out wide, preparing for Shavasana, just taking a second to see if there's anything else your body needs to let go of, your nervous system needs to let go of. If you notice it, then just squeeze your whole body, every muscle up in it as tight as you can as you breathe in. And exhale, just flop into the mat, letting every ounce of everything go. Let your eyes close. Let your awareness go inside and just sink into stillness for a few minutes. Begin to bring some awareness to your fingers and your toes. And deepen your breath. Roll over onto your favorite side. Right side is more soothing, left side is more energizing, just some awareness there, but pick the one that you're drawn to. Just curl up in the fetal position for just a second. Just a slow reentry into the world after Shavasana. We want this rebirth into whatever we have to do today. And when you're ready, inhale and push up to seated. And then full permission just to sit here for a second and just be. We're not doing anything. There's nothing nobody needs from us right now. We're just being and existing for a moment. Inhale your arms up over your head. Exhale, bring it down and pause at each of the chakras. So pause at the top of your head, the crown chakra, connection to our higher power. Pause at the third eye, connection to our intuition and our insight. Pause at the throat, connection to our voice, our right to speak our truth. And pause at the heart, our right to love, the place that melds all the upper chakras with the bottom ones. It's our center. Just let your head gently bow. Take a second of gratitude for yourself, for showing up for yourself today. And the badass in me bows with deep, deep gratitude to the badass in you. We are one. Namaste. Let me stop it and then check in with everybody.